what most contributes to someone's spiritual progress? Is it how much they can cut ties with the blood?
Cut ties? Spiritual progress is more about cutting ties with ignorance. It's not necessarily about other people, but sources of ignorance, if such a thing could be determined, might be what the practitioner needs to look at. Now, cut ties with what they're doing. Snip certain behaviors at the bud, and maybe that might be helpful and a step towards more healing, and more progression. It's possible. How much of your own neuroses you can recognize and free yourself of could be a step, a very big step on the path of finding happiness. It's not about the family necessarily, but there could be karmic situations relative to family where there's too much holding back, too much clinging, too much manipulation, and the person who's the victim has to determine how much of that they need beyond the point. And it's easy for people to say, okay, thanks grandma, or thanks grandpa, or mom, or whatever. I think I'm going out, relieving myself of what's going on here. So the idea is to realize that whatever the situation is, it's a step on the path. So the family is a step on the path. No family is a step on the path. Certain people are a step on the path. Other people are also a step on the path, even though you may not see how they're a step on the path. Everything is a step on the path. In other words, your experience in the wilderness of karmic time and space worlds is what you need to get beyond. Suffering. It's about what you're suffering and what you need to see into and relieve yourself of. And maybe certain suffering is exactly what one needs as a mishap. But then it's, is it really suffering or what is it? It could be self-undoing. It could be self-strangulation or something. It could be nothing. When you look at it, the whole thing could be zero. Non-existing. Or for someone else, it's the worst thing in the world. And they feel that they are the worst in the world. So we need to look beyond the forms and appearances to have a better sense of what our spirituality is as the liberation of consciousness and suffering and misery and all the other gravitational tendencies that are widespread throughout humankind and, say, universe.